Uh, I think overall it was just a lot of learning, adjusting, more than I ever have in my career. Just, the physicality, the speed, the referees, new head coach. I think there's just a lot of learning, not just from myself, but from, the whole team, the organization, and the coaching staff. So I think overall, it's definitely, there's higher expectations for all of us, but I think there's grace and understanding with knowing that, there was that much learning. It's not an excuse. It's just after learning, then guys was getting hurt. So I think the best thing you can take out of it is just the character. Everyone showed, just the utmost respect and professionalism to where it's an easy environment, even though we're losing. Yeah, just the physicality and obviously, the NBA is, I think the skill level is just a lot different. They allow in the league, in the NBA, you can't foul guys, you can't touch guys, and in the B.League you can foul and, be real physical. So I think that's the biggest thing, the difference is just, how the game's being refereed. Obviously it's just, there's some of resemblance in, the style of the guard play, and the speed, but I think the biggest difference is just the physicality. I think it's in the right direction. I think just the young guys, the guards, and there's a couple of Japanese big guys that you could tell that things are growing and going in the right direction. I think culturally, I love it. I think it's work hard, earn your stripes, and prove yourself. And I think that's that's the perfect way of to kind of have confidence and work ethic, because there's no denying if guys are having good successful years, it's typically because they've been putting the work in. I think it's on paper, I think most coaches would love to play that kind of style of basketball, but I think you got to have the right personnel on the court majority of the time to be able to play that style of basketball. I think there's times where we figure it out, but I think more than not, I feel like when teams adjust to our basketball, it's harder to play, score the ball. But once, we make our adjustments, our style of basketball is just kind of it's unguardable. So, I think it's good. I think the guys, everybody kind of learned it, and it's, exciting to go forward knowing that everyone kind of got the basics of it down. I think just pick and roll coverages, whether Damian rolls or pop short rolls, I think everyone working off the ball, making the right reads off the ball. I think that was very, very much emphasized. I think the culture of Japanese league is, a lot of guys do exactly what they're good at and what they're told to do. And I think with this basketball, it's kind of read and react, and I think it took some time for everyone to kind of get to that read and react and not just do what coach says to do in this play. Probably when we came back from the FIBA break and I dunked in Makawa. I got an and-one dunk in Makawa. Yeah, Okinawa. I think we only had 2 imports. I think it was just me and Mike, or maybe me and Damian, I'm not sure. Or maybe me and Mike, and we were down 20-something. And I think I went and scored 16, 17 points in the fourth quarter. And it was against my buddy Vic Law. So that was probably my favorite game. Uh, I think, obviously I'm way harder on myself. I feel like, learning so much this year. Obviously, I think it's decent numbers. Just, I feel like physically I could be better. Like stronger for next season to take something to get fouled more. I think understanding how the game is played. I think just I'll probably average 2 more threes next year. 3 more free throws next year, and not just to be like, that's humbly saying I feel I could average anywhere close to 20 points with even how bad I feel I played this year. I feel like, knowing what I know now, 2 more threes a game and 3 more free throws, and I'll be right at 20 a game. I feel like is what the goal is. Obviously, I think this year is kind of like, okay, this is the rough draft. I can build off of this. I think just staying healthy. It's 58 games. I played 58 out of 60. Just first time playing in a new league, this physical. I think I missed 3 games or 2 games just off of being sick. So I just tip my hat to that. That's one of the main things I take out of this season, because just I'm able to be healthy. That means I'm taking care of my body off the court and doing what I need to do in the weight room and off the court. Growing up, my favorite movie is Pirates of the Caribbean. So I'm Johnny Depp, every pirate movie. I love pirate movies. So throughout the season, I think just I don't really have much that I say would relate to me to a pirate, to be honest. Besides, I love fishing, maybe, that would be it. Just working out, man, hanging out with my dogs. I have I feel like summer just goes by so fast. I play a lot of golf. I do a lot of fishing. Just really just soaking in. This is my longest time away from home. So, obviously I went home a few times this year, but it definitely was a grind, and I'm going to really soak up family quality time and just relaxing and working out. Gary here. I just want to say thank you all for all the support this season and just embracing me, just seeing all the Gary Clark towels and our road games being so much B-Core in the fans and the crowd. It was just, I'm beyond thankful for the opportunity and just excited to bring some winning basketball next season and just, get after it.